According to the National Electrical Code, specifically Article 210.12b, a room designed for sleeping requires arc fault circuit interrupter, or AFCI, protection. This requirement extends to all outlets within the room. Now let's consider a scenario where you have a room that functions as both a bedroom and a bathroom without any dividing walls or doors. The question arises whether all the outlets in this combined space, including the ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protected countertop outlets, need to be AFCI protected. The answer, based on the NEC, is yes. If the room is designed to be used as a bedroom, the entire room falls under the requirements of Article 210.12b. This means that all the 120 volts, single phase, 15 amps and 20 amps branch circuit supplying outlets installed in bedrooms must be protected by an arc fault circuit interrupter. The intent is to protect occupants from the dangers of electrical fires caused by arcing faults. In this combined bedroom-bathroom space, the presence of bathroom fixtures doesn't negate the bedroom designation. Since the room is intended for sleeping, it's still considered a bedroom for the purposes of the NEC. Therefore, all outlets within the room, including the GFCI protected countertop outlets, must be AFCI protected. It's crucial to understand the definition of an outlet as it pertains to the NEC. An outlet is defined as a point in the wiring system at which current is taken to supply utilization equipment. This includes receptacle outlets, lighting outlets, and any other point where electrical power is drawn. In a bathroom, GFCI protection is required for receptacle outlets installed within a certain proximity to water sources, such as sinks. This is to protect against electric shock hazards. However, the presence of GFCI protection doesn't eliminate the need for AFCI protection in a bedroom. GFCIs protect against ground faults, while AFCIs protect against arcing faults. These are two distinct types of electrical faults that require different protective devices. Now let's delve deeper into the NEC requirements for AFCI protection. Article 210.12 specifies the types of circuits and locations where AFCI protection is required. The most common type of AFCI is a branch circuit AFCI, which is installed in the panel board to protect the entire branch circuit. There are also outlet branch circuit AFCIs, which are installed at the first outlet on the branch circuit. In either case, the AFCI device is designed to detect arcing faults and interrupt the circuit, preventing a fire from starting. Arcing faults can occur due to damaged wiring, loose connections, or faulty appliances. These faults can generate heat and ignite nearby combustible materials, leading to a fire. AFCIs are designed to detect these arcing faults before they can cause a fire. When installing AFCI protection in a combined bedroom-bathroom space, it's important to ensure that all the circuits supplying outlets in the room are protected. This includes the circuit supplying the GFCI protected countertop outlets. You can use branch circuit AFCIs to protect the entire branch circuit, or you can use outlet branch circuit AFCIs at the first outlet on each circuit. It's also important to follow the manufacturer's instructions for installing and testing the AFCI devices. AFCIs should be tested periodically to ensure that they are functioning properly. This can be done by using the test button on the AFCI device. If the AFCI doesn't trip when the test button is pressed, it should be replaced. In summary, if you have a room that is designed for sleeping, it's considered a bedroom, even if it also has bathroom features. All outlets in that room, including GFCI protected countertop outlets, must be AFCI protected in accordance with NEC Article 210.12b. This is to protect against the dangers of electrical fires caused by arcing faults. It's crucial to understand the NEC requirements for AFCI protection and to install and maintain these devices properly to ensure the safety of occupants. It is worth mentioning that the NEC is updated periodically, so it is important to consult the latest edition of the code for the most up-to-date requirement. The information provided here is based on the 2008 NEC, and their requirements may have changed in subsequent editions. Always consult with a qualified electrical inspector or engineer to ensure that your electrical installations comply with all applicable codes and standards. In addition to the NEC requirements, there may also be local codes and ordinances that apply to electrical installations in your area. It's important to check with your local building department to determine if there are any additional requirements that you need to follow. Now, let's discuss some of the practical considerations for installing AFCI protection in a combined bedroom-bathroom space. One challenge that you may encounter is nuisance tripping of the AFCI devices. AFCIs are designed to be sensitive to arcing faults, but they can also be tripped by other types of electrical noise on the circuit. This can be caused by certain types of electronic equipment, such as computers, televisions, and fluorescent lights. If you experience nuisance tripping of your AFCI devices, there are a few things you can try. Firstly, you can try replacing the AFCI device with a different brand or model. Some AFCIs are more sensitive to electrical noise than others. Secondly, you can try installing a line filter on the circuit to reduce the amount of electrical noise. Thirdly, you can try separating the circuits that are causing the nuisance tripping. For example, you can put the computer on a separate circuit from the lighting. Another consideration is the cost of AFCI protection. AFCI devices are more expensive than standard circuit breakers. However, the cost of AFCI protection is a small price to pay for the safety it provides. Electrical fires can cause significant damage to property and can even result in injuries or fatalities. AFCI protection can help prevent these fires from starting. When selecting AFCI devices, it's important to choose devices that are listed and labeled by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories or all. This ensures that the devices have been tested and meet the applicable safety standards. It's also important to choose devices that are compatible with your electrical system. AFCIs are available in different sizes and configurations to accommodate different types of branch circuits. Now let's talk about the installation of GFCI protection in a bathroom. GFCI protection is required for all 125 volts, single phase, 15 amps and 20 amps receptacles installed in bathrooms. This is to protect against electric shock hazards. Bathrooms are considered wet locations, and the risk of electric shock is higher in wet locations. GFCIs are designed to detect ground faults and interrupt the circuit, preventing an electric shock. A ground fault occurs when electrical current flows through an unintended path to ground. This can happen if a person comes into contact with a live wire and a grounded object, such as a metal water pipe. GFCIs are designed to detect these ground faults and interrupt the circuit before the person can be injured. When installing GFCI protection in a bathroom, it's important to follow the NEC requirements for the location of the GFCI devices. GFCIs must be installed in readily accessible locations. This means that they must be easily accessible without having to climb over or move anything. GFCIs must also be protected from physical damage. This can be done by installing them in a recess box or by using a surface-mounted box with the cover. It's also important to test GFCI devices periodically to ensure that they are functioning properly. This can be done by using the test button on the GFCI device. If the GFCI doesn't trip when the test button is pressed, it should be replaced. In addition to receptacle outlets, GFCI protection is also required for other electrical equipment in bathrooms, such as lighting fixtures and exhaust fans. This is to provide comprehensive protection against electric shock hazards. When selecting GFCI devices, it's important to choose devices that are listed and labeled by a recognized testing laboratory, such as UL. This ensures that the devices have been tested and meet the applicable safety standards. It's also important to choose devices that are compatible with your electrical system. GFCIs are available in different sizes and configurations to accommodate different types of branch circuits. In conclusion, when dealing with a combined bedroom-bathroom space, it's essential to prioritize safety and adhere to the requirements of the National Electrical Code. AFCI protection is required for all outlets in the room, including GFCI-protected countertop outlets to protect against electrical fires. GFCI protection is required for all receptacles in the bathroom to protect against electric shock hazards. By following these requirements and installing and maintaining these protective devices properly, you can help ensure the safety of occupants and prevent electrical accidents. Always consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector if you have any questions or concerns about electrical safety.